Hi, good afternoon to everyone. Good morning or good evening, based upon where you are located. Come in, come in, come in, everyone, because today we are going to talk about pricing. Okay, so for those of you who are new to my page, new to my timeline, I am Risha Ferdinand. I am a boutique business strategist, and I am actually that person that if you know you're ready to move your hustle into a sustainable retail business, then I'm that person to help you, okay? I build legacies, I don't build hustles. All right, so for product based businesses, yes, you who are selling a physical product, I am certain that you would have asked yourself, am I pricing my product correctly? And you would have asked numerous people, and you would have heard quite a number of women businesses, not just women, sorry, but a number of business owners who would have actually shared and said it's cost price times 3. Cost price times 3. Is that actually correct? Is that the right way we are supposed to price our products? Okay, so we're going to talk about that right now. Grab your notepad and your pen, because there are 5 different types of pricing models out there, and we're going to determine which one is actually the right one or the best one for your business model. Okay, so number 1, you would have heard it's cost price times 3. My question is always, why times 3? Why not times 5 or times 10, times 20? Who came up with that times 3, and is it actually correct? Well, your cost price should be your vendor price plus your shipping cost and your packaging for that product, if there is packaging, right? And that will give you your final cost price for your product. But if you multiply that by 3, would that new figure, which would now be your sales price, would that new figure, that selling price, cover all of your operational expenses? Would it cover your salary? Would it cover your taxes? Cost price times 3. What if it doesn't cover it? What are you going to do next? That times figure, whatever figure you want to times it by, whether it be times 3, 4, 10, times 20, it must make sense. You cannot just use a standard multiplier and think it will help you bring in the profits that you're looking for, or you can't say it will give you the lifestyle that you are looking for. So therefore, you want to ensure that whatever multiplier you are using, and it's going to put you in a comfortable position whereby you can pay yourself a consistent salary. So that times 3 figure may not always work in your favor, because many times you are overlooking all the other business expenses. And I'm not talking about your website, your monthly website subscription. I'm not speaking about whatever other applications that you're presently paid for. You want to ensure that you have a correct multiplier to help you. So that's number 1. That's a myth about cost price times 3. Let's move on to number 2. Another myth is charge your worth and add tax. Now, ladies and gentlemen, your worth is based upon what you believe your worth is. Let me repeat that. Your worth is based upon what you believe your worth is. For example, if I believe that I am worth $100 an hour, then I will charge $100 an hour. But someone else who's in a similar situation like me believe that they are worth $1,000 an hour, they will charge $1,000 an hour. The question is, are we offering a product that is now equated to the dollar value associated with it? Think about it. Think about these luxurious brands of vehicles, clothes, shoes, accessories that we wear, these brand names. Think about it. Are they charging their worth and VAT? Well, and tax? What are they charging? And how do they come up with their pricing? So when you are using that pricing model of charge your worth and tax, you have to be very mindful of it. Because are you charging based upon where you are at mentally, the way you view yourself? Or are you charging based upon what everyone else is charging or what other people assume your value or your worth to be? Thirdly, we would have heard about competitor pricing. So many people would charge for their product. Let's say, for example, you are selling hair care products or skincare products. And your competitors right now are selling deep conditioner hair care products for $10. You will then decide, I'm going to charge mine at also $10. So my selling price is $10. But when you look at your numbers, you realize that you're making a very small profit margin. You're literally making from that $10, $1 profit. That's a very small profit margin. And then you begin to wonder, how could my competitor be charging $10 for this particular product? But let me tell you this, there are a lot of factors that come into play that you are not aware of. For example, if your competitor has an arrangement with their vendor, with a manufacturer, whereby based upon the volume that they are ordering, their purchase price will obviously be lower because of the volume. So they are probably purchasing thousands of that particular product, whilst you are purchasing 5 or 10 in your order. So because of the volume that your competitor is purchasing, their price that they are paying for that is actually way lower than what you are paying for it. So therefore, you cannot use or replicate your competitors' prices in your business because they have costs, they have expenses that you haven't taken into consideration. Likewise with you, you have costs, you have things, different expenses that they don't have. Are you following me? So therefore, you have to be very careful when you're looking at competitor pricing. Competitor pricing is super important. Yes, you want to look at it, but you should be very careful when you actually want to replicate what your competitors are pricing on their similar product. It can actually push you out of business, or it can actually push you into a greater position. Because if you have an online store, you won't have things like rent and all of these different overheads, utilities, etc. Whereas your competitor who has a storefront, they actually have these costs. But like I said, they probably are getting their prices at a lower, their cost price lower than what you are paying for it because of different arrangements and agreements that they would have had with that same vendor. Okay? Understood. Number 4, we look at market pricing. Market pricing. And market pricing is whereby you price your product according to what your consumers are willing to pay. For example, let's talk about Lamborghini vehicles. Lamborghini vehicles, they are actually priced at the high end. And that was done on purpose. Why? Because the manufacturers, the company behind Lamborghini, they want to attract the higher end market. Now, mind you, Lamborghini vehicles and Toyota vehicles do the same thing, which is they're actually driving back and forth, they're reversing, etc. It's the same thing. It can take you from point A to point B. Hi, Tawada. However, the different vehicles come with different features. And the Lamborghini manufacturers, they purposefully price at a higher end because they don't want to sell their vehicles to the average man. They want to attract that man who sees or associates value with higher tiered prices. So if you have a product, whatever that product may be, you want to ensure that you're positioning your product to attract the right customers. You want to ensure that you are positioning your product to attract the right customers. Now listen, let's say you're selling shoes and you are selling sneakers. It's sneakers, right? You put your foot in it and it's running sneakers. However, the brand is different. You want to ensure that the people that you're trying to attract with your brand, knows that, hey, this is the features that you're getting with this brand. And part of it is bragging rights. It comes with it, bragging rights. I purchased this exquisite brand of sneakers, so therefore you can't sit with me because I am wearing this exquisite brand. Versus you who are selling that same sneakers, but it's a lower tier brand, you're obviously going to attract the lower tier people. I have seen numerous times in groups, many businesses selling the same, let's call it outfit. Let's call it top. They're selling the same top, right? It's a no name top, no brand. It's a no brand name top. But then these business owners complain, well, she's not my market, or he's not my market. But the truth is, it's the same identical brand, no name brand. How can you try to attract a higher end clientele using this same no name brand? Are you following me? Because if you want a higher tier people, you need to offer certain brands, because higher tiered customers, those who we deem as the wealthier ones, if we want them to be our customers, then we need to have brands that they like to be associated with. So we need to be very careful when we are using market pricing when it comes to our products. Because if we cannot say we are trying to attract higher end, but our prices are lower. Because listen to me, we need to know the behavior and the mindset of our customers. There are some of our customers who will pay $25 for a dress. Then there are some people who will pay $2,500 for a dress. Do you have a dress that is worth $2,500? Or do you have a dress that is worth $25? If you have a dress that is worth $25, then listen, you will attract people who will purchase that $25 dress, unless you are offering them something greater apart from the dress when they purchase. But product pricing is way more than cost price times 3. Because I can tell you, you can either put yourself to be seen or put yourself to be overlooked with your pricing method and your pricing strategy that you are using. Lastly, the last pricing strategy is cost, which is the cost price from the vendor, plus your shipping, plus the packaging, all of that, add the salary, add whatever taxes. When you get that final cost, which is your cost price, everything plus your expenses, then you add your profit. And that is how you come up with your selling price. Many times, business owners come up with prices and don't factor in a salary for themselves. So we are working in our business without a salary, without a pay, because we haven't factored in a salary. We think that we are not in a position to earn a salary. But the truth is, you can earn a salary from your business, no matter how much revenue you make. You can earn a salary. Obviously, the value of the salary will obviously be different, right? The amount. It could either be $100 salary for the month, or $1,000 salary, or $10,000 salary for the month. But whatever you do, you need to factor in your salary in your prices, because that way you will be able to now determine or see your business doing the way it's supposed to do, performing the way it's supposed to perform. So please be very careful when you come across, we hear people say it's cost price times 3. Because that cost price times 3, that extra 2, may not be able to sustain your business. In addition to which, you are leaving out a number of expenses, business expenses that is, that you are leaving out. So you want to ensure from at the end of this live that you are clear as to what your operating costs are. And it's not just Shopify or what other app that you're paying for. You have transportation, you have shipping, you have your packaging, you even have the stationery that you're using. You have your labels, your ads, your marketing budget. All of these different things are part of your business. All of these form part of your operational expenses. And you need to ensure that you are considering all of this when it comes to setting a price. Some of you do a lot of photography for your business, for your products. You pay models. Some of you are the models, so therefore you would have purchased makeup, or you would have had a makeup artist. What about the trademark lawyer that you have, or those who you have on retainer? All of these are business expenses, and many times you overlook it. So if you're using that cost price times 3, highly likely you would never be able to pay yourself a salary. You will never be able to pay your salary, because guess what? If your cost price is $10 and you use $10 times 3, which is $30, right? So you're selling this product for $30, and then it is actually being sold on the retail market for $100. There's $70 right there that you're missing. There's $70 right there that you're missing. So yes, your sales volume may be higher if people know that you're selling at this price. Or if the market that you're trying to target is willing to pay $100, they will overlook you because they might think you're offering something bootleg. Pricing is not a fixed strategy. A lot of things come into play. You need to understand your numbers. And I think I have recently shared on one of my posts that someone is offering 60% off, but she's actually making a loss. Yes, she's actually making a loss. And she wasn't aware. She think, I'm having an awesome deal for Black Friday, so it's 60% off my entire website. But when we did the math, we realized, but you're not even making back your cost price. You're cutting way below. So you're in the red. You want to ensure all times, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are watching, for those of you who are selling physical products, you are very in tune with your products. You're very in tune with your pricing. You know what all of your business expenses are before you determine what your selling price is going to be. And if you are not clear on all of these moving pieces, and you're not confident that your pricing is correct, hit me a message. Let us have a conversation. Because let me tell you, if anyone tells you to always look at your competitors, listen to me, you will always be spinning top. And you'll be going around in circles, and you will become frustrated. If you're not paying yourself a salary, you need to send me a message. I don't care if you started your business a month ago or a year ago. You're supposed to be earning a salary from your business. That's right. Because it's a business. It's supposed to pay you a salary. And many people say they reinvested everything. Come on. I'm all about reinvesting. Listen, I'm all about reinvesting. But you cannot reinvest the profits as well. It's one thing to reinvest the cost price of the product. But it's a different ball game when you start to dip into the profits that cost generated for you. You cannot use your investment, your return on that investment, to reinvest in the business. That's not wise business acumen. Okay, that is not a good practice for a business owner. Okay, so this is a quick live. I hope you were able to gather some form of information from it. If you have any questions, if you object to the different pricing policies that I went through, if you have anything that you want to add, feel free to drop a comment or feel free to send me a message. Let us have a conversation about it. But listen to me, I'm not about building hustles. I'm about building sustainable retail businesses. So hence the reason why I'm having this discussion about pricing. Okay, so I'm a boutique business strategist. And if you need to turn your hustle into a sustainable retail business, give me a message, okay? So thank you. Bye, everyone.